take it to a different caliber.
We don't step in last year, that's so news. The shit we shopping come with a subscription like it's Pro Tools. I'm selling dog food, I feel like Part2. Basically. Look, we don't step in last year, that's so news. The shit we shopping come with a subscription like it's Pro Tools. I'm selling dog food, I feel like Part2. Hold up, wait, I'm from Martin, got it tatted, fuck a logo. You a Mickey, you a Goofy, this ain't Disney.
But you know, like, at the end of the day, we know how to reach people that, you know what I'm saying, that come from our lane, you know what I'm saying, so it's easier, especially with the time of technology, you know what I'm saying. All you gotta do is get your voice out there, and plus, you know, with having the building, man, they get to have that lounge and everything, a safe space where people can have fun at, you know what I'm saying, and not really gotta worry about the bullshit that come with it, you know.
See, my thing is, though, is that I want a voice. Of course, everybody want a voice, right? But you gotta have a voice with purpose.
Yeah.
Voice without purpose is like talking to the head. I mean, you ain't really getting nothing across. You're sitting there talking, but what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Are you bringing anything that's going to change the mindset of a man to make them think about where they are to where they need to be? Because a lot of times what we talk about, even in the media, even in social media platforms, or Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff, what we talk about is more so of things of what's going to keep people where they are. You want to feed into the culture. We're trying to go against the culture.
Yeah.
Because the culture telling us like money, respect, and females is where it is. You know what I'm saying? But actually it's not. Money is great, right? Respect is good, but I don't want a whole bunch of females no more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now I'm just I need one wife. You know what I'm saying? That's it. I'm looking for somebody that I can settle down with, that I can build this empire with, so that I can push on to the next generation. Because actually, it's not about me anymore. It's about the person that's coming up behind me.
Yeah.
So if the person that's coming up behind me, seeing me like this, seeing me how I work, seeing how how I treat my wife, how I talk to people, then they'll be like, dang, and I can do the same thing bro did. Now it's time for them to take it to the next level, because now they got somebody else behind them that's looking at them. So when we doing like what we doing now, like Men in Suits, like we're trying to bring awareness to the people of beating the narrative of like all black men ain't gangbangers, all black men, yeah, we used to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it 100. Used to be. You know what I'm saying? I used to be a womanizer, I used to be this, I used to be that, but now, look who I am now.
Yeah.
It's not about what I did, it's about what I'm doing now.
It's breaking chains.
Exactly. So what I'm doing now is breaking generational curses. Not only am I breaking generational curses, but while me walking when I'm walking and doing what I'm doing, I'm leaving gold for people to pick up, so they can pick on what's going on. So I can't really sit here and say, okay, yeah, I can't really sit here and say, yeah, go out there, little bro, and get all the females you can get, smoke all the weed you can, drink all the drink you can. But guess what? That ain't doing nothing but spitting poison into their spirit already, what the culture's already doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna cap. I remember us used to listen to all these songs, and man, we want to go to these trips, and man, we don't know what it costs for these people to get there. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what it takes for somebody to get where they are. And the crazy thing is, this is one thing that the Bible says. The Bible says, what if a prophet of a man gain the whole world and lose his soul? You see what I'm saying? So I don't want to gain nothing on this earth that ain't meant for me. I don't want it the fast way. I don't want it, you know, the illegal way. I want it the legal way, so that I can make something, so I can build something, so I can beat that narrative.
Yeah.
I don't have time for people to look at me and say, oh, he's still the same person that he was. No, that's not who I am anymore. You know what I'm saying? Now it has brought about the change. So now we have to change the aspect, because eventually we need to be owning stuff like this.
Yeah.
We need to have hotels. You know, we need to have buildings like this right here. We can have all this if we put our minds to it. And doing what we doing now.
Yeah, it start with us, man.
It start with us, bro.
That's why, like, I'm gonna tell you where I got the idea from, right? Because I saw the video you tagged me first.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
And that was in Cali.
But I'm gonna tell you, I got this guy in DC, man. My boy Rico, he a wine consultant, and he has his own nonprofit called Change the Narrative in DC. Bro, he hit me up, right, like random on Instagram, just random one day, like, yo, this is what I'm doing. If you can share my video, cool. Like, yo, call me. He called me that day. We talked for 2 hours. I never met this man a day in my life. Now, I talk to him at least once a week. About to go to DC. He's a wine consultant. He got his own business doing wine. On the side, he in the community at all times, man. I'm talking about he in the community. He out there. He's mentoring young men. Everything. You know what I'm saying? It's stuff that we supposed to do. And when he hit me up, like, I think that was like a simple guy, because you know we got the Romance Initiative. I'm still been pushing that. And he doing the same exact thing. Now he's working on a children's cartoon, you know, talking about like African culture, so they, like, his kids can have somebody they can watch where they know themselves. You know, this is amazing, bro. Like, So that's why I came up with the idea when I saw what he did in DC, and I'm like, you know how DC is. Like, yeah.
That's my hometown.
Yeah.
Of course, you know I know.
So when I saw them black men out there, in DC doing it, I'm like, yo, I need that in Charlotte.
Yeah.
Like, we need to do that here.
Yeah.
Because we got so much talent, we got so much black excellence, but it seemed like nobody wanted to go out there and show that. Instead, they want to show what the young boys on Betty's Ford is doing, and the young boys in Greertown fighting. Like, they'd rather show that instead of the black excellence that we got going on in the city.
And I'm gonna tell you why. Because they want to keep us in that slave mentality. They want to keep us in the posture of us feeling like that we can't grow. I'm gonna say this, look. So I realized this. Like, I was listening to this podcast by this dude named Adrian Davis now, right? Adrian Davis, he tells me when I was listening to it, he says this. He says, how can a man operate as a full man if we're not allowed to operate as a full human being? Think about it. It's three ways that you've been raised, right? You either been raised to be a man, a husband, or a gentleman, right? So if I was raised to be a man, I was raised to always, you know, people used to tell you, don't cry, suck it up, don't be a punk, men don't cry, we tough. That's what we do, right? But that's a lie. Because at the end of the day, I'm still a human. I still have feelings, I still have emotions. So what am I supposed to do with those emotions that I can't release? Because if I don't release those emotions, then that means that when I'm outside of the presence of my parents, or outside, whatever, I'm gonna release what I feel on somebody else because of what I've been through. Hurt people, right?
Yeah.
So I was raised to be a man. I was raised to oh man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that with that wind disrespect, I'm telling you. Right there on the edge, bro.
Right on the edge. Wow. Is it going?
Yeah.
Yeah, you good.
But nah, so you know, you raised to be a man. That's not allowing us to operate as a full human being. I really feel like that we still be operating as 3/5 of a person.
Yeah.
If you think about it, when back in the day, Jim Crow, 3/5. Not even Jim Crow, back in the slave time, they thought we operate as 3/5 of a person. That's what they said.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if I'm not allowed to operate in the full capacity of me being a human, how would I know the things that I need, and how would I know when I'm acting out of line or anything like that? Because I haven't been taught to tap into the emotional feeling that I need. Man, suck it up, take care of the family, do what you gotta do. But then you got people that was raised to be a gentleman, right? A gentleman is the person that, not even being a man, not even being a husband, but a gentleman is the person who relies on his emotion, who talks about what he needs to talk about, who can tap into his feelings, you know, and be sensitive to things that people or his woman says, right? But we've always been taught to be a man, so how can we be a gentleman when we don't tap into those emotions, right? So if you're not tapping into those emotions, then you wouldn't know how to treat your woman. You wouldn't know how to treat your mama. You see what I'm saying? Even though your mama's taught you this, you wouldn't know how to treat her, right? So therefore, if I'm operating in that capacity, I'm not knowing how to be a man, I'm not knowing how to be a gentleman, but then again, I definitely don't know how to be a husband. Why? Because, okay, yeah, I can provide, but how can I pick up the pieces from everything else?
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So we have to stop telling people that, you know, it's not okay to be emotional. It's not okay to be, you know, to tap into your true feeling, because you have to operate as a full human being. This is why a lot of brothers are killing each other. This is why a lot of people are not supporting one another, because we're not operating as a full human being, right? When we operate as a full human being, it's already my justice. When you hit me up like, bro, I need you to do that. Oh yeah, I'm there. Support. I'm there. Because this is what it's about. But most people will turn their nose up at it and look at what we're doing as if, man, that's a joke, bro. I ain't about to waste my time going in. It's about to rain and y'all in suits and y'all standing outside trying to promote. What are y'all doing? No, we're trying to bring an awareness to your behind so that you can understand that you are more than what your situation is, right? And this is the problem. Nobody's telling these brothers that you are better than where you are. The culture is telling them, stay where you are. Keep selling drugs. Keep doing all that. Keep pushing the dope. Keep doing all this. Because guess what? Where you are is where you need to be. Absolutely not. Because if I'm stagnated in one position, that means that I have no room to grow. Right? And when I say focus, this is what I mean. A follower of Christ under submission. Once I got focused, bro, nothing could shake me.
I found this over here.
It's a knife y'all drop because y'all look so sharp.
Man, I
Jesus.
appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Yeah,
Appreciate that, bro.
Hey, hop on the camera with us. Hop on the camera with us, man.
He already on here.
I'm on here? All right.
Yeah.
You know, I just want to look good because let y'all brothers know that y'all some fine young melaninated men looking nice and very dapper and sharp. You too, sir.
Appreciate.
I just want to let y'all know. Y'all deserve it. Everybody need that compliment, especially when y'all looking nice.
Appreciate that, bro.
You talking about how excellent these young men look like?
Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you? I ain't even
Very debonair.
very debonair. Very dapper.
Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good one.
Because now this selfish person turned into a selfless person. And when you're selfish, of course we know that we tend to think that everything's about you, what you want and what you need, you know what I mean? But then again, the crazy thing is that I'm not living for self. You wanna know why? Because no matter how bad you wanna say that you're selfish, when you walk into a room, 80% of the people are looking at how you live your life.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is that how you live your life can either change the perspective of what a person thinks of you, or it can keep the same perspective that they thought of you. So my job is to make sure that everything that I do, it lines up to what I say that my life is. If my life doesn't line up to what I say I am, that means I'm fraud.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So if I'm operating as a fraud, everything that I touch is gonna fall. Because if I'm operating in fraud, that means 9 times out of 10, whatever I build within 2 to 3 years, it's gonna crumble. Mm-hmm. Because I don't have any foundation to stand on. That's like building a house and not following the blueprint. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. If I follow the blueprint to what they've given me, that means that my house is gonna stand. Mm-hmm. But if I don't follow the blueprint, that means that I'm gonna have miscalculations of this measurement and that measurement, thinking that I can cut corners. This is why we can't be successful, because we're cutting corners. Stop cutting corners to success. Because at the end of the day, if you continue your stride, if you continue what you're called to do, no matter what comes your way, you have to follow that blueprint. You gotta follow it.
We don't know you. I ain't going back and forth on the gram. I be in Gomo. Got a chopstick with me, call it Komodo. I put his picture everywhere, I call it promo. That's free promo. Look, just spit some doulas with my A-raps. Got a chain in a new case set. Turban on my head like I don't play fair. So mama Latham, send him to his maker. I don't play fair. Two fours on my hip like meet the Lakers. We don't play fair.